Today we're going to learn the difference between buy and sell and what they look like. Hello to all COF students! I am Marie Litovinas Vegis translator, and it is with great pleasure that I will teach you the basics of Forex. Before starting the adventure, it is important to remember and remind yourself of another sentence. I am and I remain a student. We are going to repeat this often to you to remind you that you are a student learning a skill that will serve you, be useful to you, and will pay you for the rest of your life. It is important to take your time and go at your own pace. Always keep a winning mind frame and you will succeed in the Forex industry. After finishing this video, you should have a very good understanding of the following questions. Feel free to pause the video to take notes and remind yourself, everyone is progressing at their own pace and do not compare yourself to others. The relevant vocabulary for this training will be buy, sell, long. When currency value is expected to rise, you will want to place a buy. Short. When currency value is expected to fall, you would want to place a sell. Bulls are all buy orders but is used under the term bullish. That means the market is going up. And bears are all sell orders but issued under the term bearish. That means the market is getting down. When you expect the value of a currency to increase, you put yourself in the position of buying. When you expect the value of a currency to decline, you put yourself up for selling. You will see orders refer to long ones. You will hear, for example, think long, means position yourself, buy orders. Or see short, which means place yourself for sell. Or you may hear, I'm short on Euro USD, or I see long on NZD USD. Look at the image of the bull against the bear. Bulls are all buy orders and bears are all sell orders. If you hear, the market is bullish today, it means that the market is bullish, that it is growing. If it is a bearish market, it means that the bearish market is going down. It is important to know what happens when you place an order. When major market participants place a buy order, they will cause the exchange rate value to rise. The more buyers you have, the more the market will grow. On the other side of the scale, you have the sellers. They tend to reduce the exchange rate. Because when you have a large amount of currency, you have a low demand on the other side, and as the demand for the currency decreases, the value of that currency will also decrease. Now let's see what it looks like on a graph. As you can see on this graph, there are highlighted faces. These faces are purchasing areas. For example, right here, you can see that the market was rather low and then it grew quite quickly. The same thing here, it is a period of consolidation, but we can observe that the market was low and then moved up. This is a good example. The market was low, then it increased, and here's the same. This is what a buy on the market looks like. Here you have a big growth, a growing market movement, followed by a huge upward trend. It was a good time to buy. As you can see here, the market is moving back and forth and growing, typical of a series of mini buys within this upward trend. Now you know what a buys look like. With regard to sell, also known as shorts, remember that sales are a declining market. It was at a high point and decreased. Here is a good example of a bearish trend. These peaks at the top are called swing up, and these peaks at the bottom are called swing down. And as you can see here too, there are many mini opportunities. In other words, the market declined, then recovered slightly, and then started to decline again. This is to say, within these massive sales are many opportunities. If you want to stay for the long term, it is possible, otherwise you can earn money through these mini opportunities in each downtrend. Remember, the balance of supply and demand is responsible for the movement of the market. Imagine you're trying to sell comics. Some are collectors, and the best time to buy their comics is when they are cheapest, right? And the more purchases there are, the more their value will increase. Once the curve reaches a point called overbought, it means that no one wants to buy anymore because it has become too expensive. This is the ideal time to sell because you will take a good margin for this operation. And as people sell, they flood the market again with these comics, and what happens? Their value decreases. We reach an oversold. We used the words overbought or oversold. For the word overbought, it must be understood that the market has reached its limits of participants ready to place purchase orders, and that no one wants to buy anymore. This is the perfect time to place sale orders in a market known as a market of overbought. In a market where there is an oversold, it is because so many people have sold that it is an opportunity for you to place your purchase orders, because now the value is low enough to be interesting enough to buy. In an oversell market, it is interesting to buy. In an overbought market, it is the sale that is interesting. There is, however, one exception to the rule. Occasionally, when the market is in a strong bullish trend, it may then be in overbought for a certain period. It is important not to go against the trend in this situation because it will continue to evolve in this direction. This also goes without saying for a major downtrend. The market may find itself in a survival situation and continue in this direction. It is common practice to say that the trend is your friend. You don't want to swim against the current. Now you should be able to answer and understand these questions. Read them and answer them quietly. As soon as you are finished, go to the next video and don't forget, you are and you'll always remain a student.